Yo, hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. I just want to have a short little discussion video about Eternal Restart and my opinions about the game. And I want to say they're not that great. I don't have too many strong opinions about this game, or strong positive opinions about this game, I should say. Um, this so far, I played maybe like 4 hours of the game. This start with the story was pretty bland and boring. It felt like a pretty watered down version of Zelda Zone Zero, and it just wasn't vibing with it. Like, there was so much yapping at the start and not much gameplay. It got to a point where I had to start skipping the story because I was just so bored with the story. And while we're talking about the story, I think we should talk about the characters. I feel like a lot of the character designs in this game have been characters we've seen before in other games in media. They don't feel that unique or distinct, in my opinion. I'll just click around. You can see the designs as I'm yapping. This is going to be a fucking yap fest, by the way. Hopefully, I don't yap on too long. But I just feel, yeah, I'm just not vibing with the character designs personally. Like, you might like them, and I think that's fine. Maybe some of these characters will speak to you, but their designs to me just aren't that great. And I want to talk about the gear real quick since I'm already on the character screen. I'm not a fan of how they do the sets in this game. Because they're denoted basically by these icons that you get, and you have to get a certain amount of these to get your set bonuses. Unlike traditional games where you just need to have a certain amount of pieces equipped. So if you have, most would be like two pieces equipped on Onslaught, you'll get the 2-piece bonus. If you equip 4 pieces, you'll get the full 4 set bonus, and that gives you some wiggle room to have another 2-piece in somewhere, or however you want to mix and match. But this game, you need to have gear that have these little icon nodes, and each node basically gives you a point of that gear set, and it goes all the way up to 12. I assume with higher rarity gear you're gonna have more of these, and it makes it easier for you to get it, but I just don't like this system personally. I just think it's just better just to have the gear, like 2 pieces of this Onslaught, you'll have the 2-piece bonus, and 4 pieces of the gear, you'll have the 4-piece bonus. I think it's just easier. And while we're talking about the gear, let's talk about how gear the stats work. This is exactly like almost every other traditional gacha game that has rolled stats on them. I understand why gacha games have the gear like this, is for player retention, to get you playing, but the fact that this is a PvP game as well makes this absolutely horrible in my opinion, because what's going to happen eventually is the more you swipe, the more energy you have, the more you can farm gear. So eventually you're going to just have a pool of gear that you have, and it will the disparity between free to play and pay to win will be wider, in my opinion. When you look at Epic 7, it's exactly like that. The less you spend, the less you'll climb. I'm pretty sure there are people who play quote unquote free to play and they're climbing to the higher ranks, but that's more of a knowledge thing, and it's getting probably super lucky on some gear. The fact that the thing is, I feel the more you spend, the easier time you'll have getting more gear with better rolls. So the fact that this game has PvP incentivizes people to spend money so they can have better gear to compete, and I don't think that's good. Personally, I'm just not a huge fan of the gear system in this game. The shells are basically like weapon banners in other gacha games. It's cool that it doesn't have a weapon banner in the game, but the shells basically just replace the weapon, so it kind of doesn't really matter. And I wouldn't be surprised if before release the game they'll have weapon shells in the gacha. Hopefully they don't, but it wouldn't surprise me if they eventually added them or something. I want to also talk about the skill system in this real quick. I'm not really a fan of having to farm skill modules basically to upgrade your skills. Because this is just another energy sink. Meanwhile, the game that's comparable to this, Epic 7, you just have an item that's basically given to you with events, and over time you just get them and whatnot, and that's how you upgrade your skills. So I don't know, I just don't think, I'm not a huge fan of upgrading your skills like this. And also with Epic 7, you use an in-game item called Stigma for like your R ranked units, your 3-star units, and this is an item that you're basically getting for free when you're playing the game. You just play the game, you finish the mission, you get Stigma, and that's what's used to upgrade your 3-star units. So basically you get to a point where all your 3 stars will be like max skilled, and you're basically not spending any type of like real resources basically to upgrade them. So you can max out your 3-star units. and they're all, most of the time, most of the 3-star units are viable. Some of them, a good portion of them. But I don't know. I just feel like if you're gonna make a PvP game, I think all the units should be viable in some sense, and you shouldn't be spending energy upgrading the lowest rarity of units. Personally, that's just my opinion. And I also want to talk about the summoning. I feel like the banner is actually really good. I believe getting guaranteed PD at 100 pulls is really good when you compare it to other games like MiHoYo games, where it's a 50-50 at 80 pulls, and it feels fucking awful when you fucking lose the 50-50. I'd rather just have a guaranteed fucking summon at 100 than doing the 50-50, in my opinion. And this also is better than Epic 7, because Epic 7's guaranteed PD's at 120. So it's already better, in my opinion. The only thing I wish they would add is with the permanent summon, it will have a different role currency, because this is basically like the standard 5-star units. So why are we using the same currency to roll on this banner, and the same exact currency to roll on the limited banners? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It should have two different currencies, one for the limited banner and one for the permanent summon banner. This also gives people more roll attempts to keep rolling, and everyone knows how fucking good it feels to fucking roll in gacha games. So let's just give it a secondary currency to roll on the permanent banner, and we're Gucci. Now I just want to talk about like the combat. The combat is pretty decent in my opinion, but I don't feel like it's that unique or distinct, because like, look, it feels like I played a gacha game like this. Like, the feel isn't unique to this game, and I just wish, not that I wish, I'm just not feeling it personally. The skill animations don't really hit that well in my opinion either. And I'm gonna show Epic 7 skills, like right here. Editor me is going to show Epic 7 skills right now.
Turning to cowardly tricks? Too bad, because I'm...
Those who chase pipe dreams usually meet a bitter end. Don't come any closer.
The odyssey of your life was meant to bring you here.
The end has come. Accept your fate.
And then, I don't know, I'm just not too hype about playing this game because it doesn't feel unique or distinct from any other gacha game. And I know I sound like the #1 hater right now, and I kinda am, but you know, I really would want this game to be a good game, don't get me wrong, because I believe competition is good for the consumers, because if this game on launch turns out to be a fucking 10 out of 10, it's going to put other gacha games on notice to try to retain their players, because most people aren't like me. They can't play 5 gacha games. Most people are probably playing 1, maybe 2 at max gacha games in their rotation, and they don't have time to be spending, you know, playing other gacha games. Like, the whole time I was playing Eternal Restart, I'm just over here thinking like, why would I play this when I can just go play Epic 7, which is a better gacha game? And I don't know, there is one good thing I like about the game, funny enough, and it's actually the dungeon crawling aspect of the game. I love the way, like, when you're stuffing around, it feels like you're playing Persona 5. Funny enough, it feels like you're playing another game while you're playing this game, and I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing personally, but you know, I'll show it here what it looks like.
I'll reveal your true form. Show me your true form.
But yeah, that'll be it for me. What's your thoughts and opinion about the game? You know, tell me where I'm wrong, if I'm wrong about something. Maybe I'm just not understanding something, and it's fine. I think we should have a healthy, you know, discussion about the game, because at the end of the day, games are meant to be fun, and I'm personally not having fun with this. I don't see myself playing this for too much longer, but hopefully, you know, when the game actually launches, there's things that changes, and maybe I'll like it better then. But that'll be it for now. See ya.